The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Minnesota.
The Minnesota Wild welcome one of their fellow Western Conference contenders tonight, the Vancouver Canucks. In their only visit to the Xcel Energy Center tonight to face the red-hot Minnesota Wild. The Wild 7-1-1 in their last 9 games. They've climbed to the number 9 spot in the Western Conference, just 5 points outside of the playoff picture, chasing the Flames, the Jets, and these Vancouver Canucks. Inside the Xcel Energy Center with Mike Greenlay, I'm Anthony LaPanta. The Wild have been on a roll, not coincidentally, since the acquisition of Devan Dubnyk.
Well, they're getting off to a good start in these games, and it's about tempo. It's about getting your game going, and the Minnesota Wild have done that. Mike Yeo wanted to see some early pace in their hockey games, and he's getting that from his lineup, and it's because the Wild have a lot of confidence in their back end. They have confidence in their goaltender, and it's getting them in the right frame of mind throughout the game by having good starts.
Minnesota's been very good in the opening period. It's allowed them to stay with their game plan. Mike Yeo talked about challenging this team to get back to playing the way they're supposed to play, and he's been pleased with the way his veterans have responded.
Whenever you challenge your group, and there's always different times, various times through the course of the season where you do challenge your group, that's where you look to your leaders and you see what they do. And I would say that right now, the play of our leadership has been as high as it's been for, collectively that we've seen this season. And to me, that's a real great sign.
Mike Yeo has often said that he'd rather have quiet leaders that are loud on the ice rather than in the locker room. He's certainly getting that from the guys who lead this hockey team.
Best players have been their best players over the last few games. Minnesota looking to extend a winning streak to a half dozen tonight. The Wild now shuffling 3 goaltenders into the crease. We'll break down that plan of attack next. Minnesota Wild Hockey on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By Xcel Energy, responsible by nature. By Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Wild and the Canucks in St. Paul tonight. Minnesota 7-1-1 since they acquired Devan Dubnyk, and he's been a huge part of that success. Mike, 4 shutouts in 9 starts.
Yeah, Devan Dubnyk has really solidified that position. He knows that he's a great opportunity here to take that #1 job, and if he can get the Wild into the playoffs, that would go huge to a contract next year with the Wild or someone else as he's unrestricted. Dubnyk holding down the fort, but right now the Wild have a carousel of goaltenders, 3 of them, now that Darcy Kuemper is back up from his conditioning stint from Iowa. Nicklas Backstrom hasn't played in 9 games. Darcy Kuemper's only played about 38 minutes of NHL hockey in the Wild's last 13 games. So question is how much action does Dubnyk get? I think Mike Yeo will continue to ride him all the way down as far as he can take him.
That's our Xcel Energy Spotlight. Up next, the Minnesota Wild, one of the hottest teams in the NHL, looking to extend a win streak to 6 against their arch rivals, the Vancouver Canucks. Opening face-off from downtown St. Paul. Next. The Wild's 5-game win streak, they've seen their share of timely goals. Strong play between the pipes and a touch of puck luck. Tonight, they face yet another test against a conference rival. This time, it's the Vancouver Canucks as the Wild try to fight their way up the standings and keep the streak alive. Just about a week after the Wild beat the Canucks in Vancouver, these 2 former division rivals meet in St. Paul with the Wild suddenly right back in the playoff picture. Our Northland Ford starting goaltenders.
Well, a very busy goaltender, and Ryan Miller gets a start. His 40th game of the year. He's on pace for 63. His 8-year average trailing back is 62, so he's on his normal pace for games played. And Dubnyk, of course, well, we've seen what he's done. That's all we've talked about. And it's been a great ride so far for Devan Dubnyk and the Wild.
Koivu intercepts along the wall as we're underway here in St. Paul. Not surprising to see the Koivu line matched up against the Sedins for Vancouver. Burrows plays it into the Minnesota zone. Koivu back to pick it up for the Wild. Minnesota hoping for a similar start to what they saw here last time out Saturday against Colorado when they outshot the Avalanche 17-4 in the opening period. Burrows behind the Minnesota goal, run down by Koivu. Tanev holds his own for the Canucks. Loose puck scooped up by Mathias, and his shot rolls right through the crease but wide.
Always dangerous when a guy walks in from that angle. Dubnyk's such a sizable goaltender that he was able to screen him off and make the save.
Scandella tried to spring Zucker back the other way. Was able to deflect but not control cleanly.
Now, we've seen that play a lot. Zucker provides that ability.
Dubnyk with a save, and fortunately for him, the rebound bounced over the stick of Mathias. Granlund across to Brodin. Drops to Parise, and it's just off target. Canucks come back 3-on-2 the other way. Verbata to Mathias. Drops to the high slot. A shot by Bonino, and a pad save by Dubnyk.
Granlund got caught playing defense there as Brodin drove deep into the zone.
Weber plays it in off the end wall, and it's covered by Dubnyk throughout the night tonight. Kevin Gorg is with us between the benches here at the XL Energy Center.
Yeah, it should be fun, guys. Old division rivals get together tonight, and it's always interesting when you beat a team on the road like the Wild did on Super Bowl Sunday up in Vancouver. What kind of pushback will the Canucks have? Early on, a couple of good looks in net with Devin Dubnyk making a couple of key saves. The Wild are looking for that energy. Mike Gill talked about it this morning. Want to get off to a good start, make them chase. We'll see if the Wild can do that by scoring a goal early here.
You make a good point, and you add to the fact that the Wild are chasing these very Vancouver Canucks, 5 points behind them with equal number of games played. So this one is certainly going to have that playoff feel to it.
Wild won the game in Vancouver 4-2. They had a 3-0 lead at one point in the game. Despite the Canucks controlling the play for a good portion of the game, Mike Gill talked about it today, said we were probably fortunate to come away with a win in that game. They were outshot 37-20. Bay plays to the half wall. Brodziak intercepts. Back to the point. Dumba's shot goes off the end boards. And the loose puck controlled there by Kassian. Kassian plays it out to neutral ice. Prosser across to Dumba. And it's tipped in by Carter. The Wild will change.
Well, the Wild 7-1 in one of their last 9, as we've mentioned. But you just mentioned that the Wild were outshot in that game against Vancouver. It's the only one in that last 9 games that the Wild have been outshot. They still won the game, but they've done a great job of just outshooting teams game after game and outchancing them.
Wild have been outshot less frequently than any team in the National Hockey League this year. Hamhuis plays it in for Vancouver. Dorsett overskates it along the wall. Horvat there delivers a check. Hansen trying to win a puck battle from Charlie Coyle. Wild come to center with Niederreiter. Niederreiter has Coyle breaking for the net. His shot was blocked. Hit a skate of Tanev. Tanev back in the lineup for the Canucks. Missed the last 2. He's a big part of their defensive core. He'll be paired with Alex Edler here tonight.
See how physical he is. He was out with a head injury, so that's always a little dicey when you come back into the lineup. You usually end up testing it a little early to see how you feel.
Suter turns it over. He put it right on the stick of Daniel Sedin. Back to Henrik, to Burrows for a shot, and a glove save by Dubnyk.
Great read there by Dubnyk. It was a turnover that the Wild rarely see from a guy like Suter, but Suter had a lot of back pressure on him. Literally, there was someone on his back, and it created the turnover. Kevin, you had a pretty good look right at center ice there.
Yeah, it was right in front. That's what the Canucks like to do. They like to bait you to those long stretch passes and then get transition numbers the other way. You got to be real careful moving that puck, even if you've got someone on your back. Better off using the glass there that time and flipping the puck out.
Battle in the corner, and Brodin comes away with the puck for Minnesota. Pominville has it, tried to get it to Zucker at neutral ice, but the Canucks come away with the puck. Stanton drops it back in his own zone for Weber. Weber lost it at center ice. Stanton now with it for Vancouver to Daniel Sedin, who plays it in. Dubnyk leaves it behind the net for Brodin. Both teams completing a change. Brodin to Suter, and the Wild start back. His cross-ice pass kicked ahead by Vanek, but controlled by Edler. Chris Tanev for the Canucks to Bonino at center. Dropped it back. Now play to the Minnesota line. Verbata taps it back to Bonino. Tanev trying to hold the zone. Pressured there by Parise, who plays it across, but intercepted by Matthias. Verbata lays it in. They're onside at the line. Matthias didn't get much on the shot. Canucks controlling the puck here in the early stages in St. Paul. Parise all the way across for Vanek. Edler got a piece of it. Vanek deflects it back into the Canuck zone, but now Tanev has it. Slides it across for his defensive partner, Alex Edler. His long pass off target, and it'll be icing against the Canucks. Our Toyota Keystat takes a look at the last dozen meetings between these teams. The Wild have won 5 of the last 6, outscoring the Canucks by 3. The previous 6 had not gone well for Minnesota, only 6 goals. And take a look at the difference on the special teams for Minnesota in the last 6 meetings.
Yeah, this matchup's always been a battle. There isn't any question. And even though it's an old rivalry, one of a Northwest Division flavor, this is still a lot of memories and some of the similar players that have been around for a while. The Sedins, Burrows, of course, Koivu and a couple others.
Charlie Coyle got it across to Schrader. He scores! First goal with the Wild for the former Canuck, Jordan Schrader.
Well, I'm not even going to say that he had knowledge of this goaltender because Ryan Miller was an unrestricted free agent signing this past summer. When he got this puck, I almost thought that was Zucker for a second, just with the jump, the speed. The only difference? Well, Zucker throws the backhand, but he throws it from the other side. Schrader's a right-handed player, Zucker a lefty, but boy, that was very Zucker-esque, and that's a good guy to be very much like. Great speed, great jump into the zone by Schrader, and he gets the Wild up early in this one.
First shot on goal for Minnesota comes just over 5 minutes in, and Schrader has the Wild in front 1-0. Dumba taps it ahead. Schrader's right back in for the Wild. With Niederreiter breaking for the net, he fires one on goal, knocked down by Miller. Bay has it for the Canucks, drops it back in his own zone, and Sabisa carries to center. Sabisa lost it at the Minnesota line. Charlie Coyle plays it back. Coyle and Dumba assist on the Schrader goal, and Minnesota's in front early. Puck comes around in the Vancouver zone. Horvat trying to play it up the boards, held there by Scandella. His shot hit Carter out front. A centering pass for Brodziak, just turned away. Dorsett sends it ahead for Jannik Hansen into the Minnesota zone. Hansen tries to escape Spurgeon's hit behind the net, can't do it. Spurgeon then takes a heavy hit from Dorsett.
Well, Dorsett is just trying to pick a fight with anybody, and I know he went with Carter last time he's
and he'll go with Brodziak right here.
Well, he was just trying to bait anybody into it. First part of that bait was taking a run at Spurgeon. The other part was trying to get Brodziak to fight, and he has done that. Carter went down behind the net in the offensive zone, and he is very slow to go back to the bench, but Brodziak handling this one pretty well.
Dorsett, second in the National Hockey League in major penalties, second in the National Hockey League in penalty minutes, and he'll go for 5 here as he and Brodziak drop the gloves early. Minnesota in front 1-0 on the first goal, and a Wild sweater for Jordan Schrader.
The Wild once again grabbed the early lead, 1-0 over the Canucks. Jordan Schrader, his first in a Minnesota Wild sweater, and there's no hiding his excitement. He skated right by this bench, making as much noise as he could. When I talked to Jordan this morning after practice, a lot of times athletes will give you the standard answer, it's just another game. No. He said this game has been circled. He couldn't wait to play against the Vancouver Canucks, the team that drafted him, and also the team that let him go. And guys, he was motivated to play this game. You got a little extra jump in his step, and he's a guy that Mike Yeo says plays that up-tempo game with speed. Mike Greenley, you made the point. Little Jason Zucker to his game. There's no question about it, and he is flying out there tonight, and he's got to feel pretty good about that goal.
Well, and the thing is, Mike Yeo has not taken anybody out of the lineup lately. I mean, he continues to roll with the same lineup because they keep producing for him. So Schrader keeps buying himself game after game with his play, and that's certainly going to go a long way, getting the Wild up on the board first.
Schrader was the first-round pick of the Canucks. We're going to have a penalty here against Vancouver. Looks like Burrows will go for holding, and the Wild will go on the power play just moments after Mike Yeo really gave the officials an earful after the Dorsett fight with Brodziak.
Yeah, and it was the Dorsett hit or the attempted hit on Spurgeon where he actually clipped his chin a little bit with his shoulder and elbow, but he ran him. And he ran him because he was looking for a retaliation of some sort, and Brodziak was able to come in. Look at this right here. Bang! I mean, he was on train tracks, and he was coming. And then, of course, the fight with Brodziak was a response by Brodziak.
Suter works to the middle and fires wide. Pominville holds. Wild on the power play. 15.3% of the year. Suter to Pominville. His shot. Hit some traffic on the way. Koivu hustles to play it in behind the goal. Vanek out to the point for Suter. Wild with a little jump here. Suddenly some momentum after the goal by Schrader, and now the power play. Vanek goes across. Pominville and Koivu both let it slide by. Parise up against the end boards for Minnesota. Out to the point for Suter. Suter looking. Gives to Parise. Vanek setting up out front as Parise feeds the point. Pominville across for Suter. Koivu with it. Gives to Suter. Suter spins away from a man to Koivu in the corner. Koivu back to Pominville. Pominville fires and hit a skate and went wide. Koivu has it to Vanek in the circle. Vanek to Pominville. He scores! Power play goal. It's 2-0.
You could see that developing, or at least we could, way up here in the press box, but it was just poetry in motion. Once they draw everybody to the other side of the ice, Vanek is a feeder, and you know that he was looking. When he gets the puck down low in the right corner, watch what he does. He picks it up, and then he circles. Here comes Pominville with that right-handed one-timer, and you knew it was going to him. Everybody but Miller knew that. But Miller had to pay respect to Vanek, who can also shoot the puck. But what a great setup there on the power play. The Wild have not scored a lot of power play goals lately, but this one certainly will help them.
Just one in their last 5 games, and the two guys who are tied for the team lead in power play points with 11 team up there as Vanek feeds Pominville. The other assist on the play goes to Mikko Koivu. For Pominville, it ends a bit of a drought. His first goal since back on January the 8th. And the Wild now in front by 2. Hansen rolls one just wide for the Canucks. Spiza in from the point. Bangs with Zucker. Horvat trying to hold the zone. Haula not able to force it out. The Canucks still have it. A centering pass intended for Hansen, deflected. Now Mathias with it. Hansen and Horvat setting up out front for the Canucks. Hansen with it. 2-goal lead for Minnesota early. Hansen in the corner, throws it on goal. Dubnyk seemed to be fooled a bit by the puck, but knocked it down, and Spurgeon carries back.
Well, Dubnyk told me he likes to stay on his feet, believe it or not, as much as possible. I know goaltenders butterfly a lot these days, but that was a good time for him to do it. It was thrown up in the shoulder area for him, and if he'd have butterflied, that might have snuck in.
Edler has it taken away by Granlund. Now Edler regains the puck, and the Canucks come to center. Burrows, who just took the minor penalty that led to the Minnesota power play goal, gains the offensive zone. Weber has it. Plays it in behind. Daniel Sedin tried to center, and Dubnyk covers up. We'll get a face-off in the Minnesota zone, with the Wild starting to tilt the ice in their favor after the Canucks had a solid start.
Yeah, and Kevin, I want to get your perspective on Dubnyk. I think for a big guy, he's so fluid down there.
Yeah, I talked to Bob Mason this morning about that, the quiet feet, the way he moves around that blue paint. To me, you watch the early 9 minutes and 10 seconds here, Vancouver clearly trying to throw pucks guys at the net from all different directions. They believe, at least from the early look at their offensive attack, that they can get second looks. We'll see if that happens.
Now, I think that Bob Mason's description of a former description, I suppose, of Wild goaltenders when they're very quiet, he calls them flatliners, and I think Dubnyk's certainly a candidate for that description. He is very calm back there.
Dubnyk, who has already beaten the Canucks once with the Wild, has actually faced them 3 times this year, and has a 95% save percentage in those 3 meetings. Faced them twice while he was with the Coyotes. Verbata forced to the outside by Scandella. Matthias back to the point. Hamhuis a long shot, gloved and held by Dubnyk.
Once again, he's a play ender, and that's what you need to be as a goaltender, is a momentum ender when it comes to other teams. So many times you'll see him freeze the puck. He does not give second chances, and that's what's made him so valuable here for the Wild. The fact that he controls the puck. It's his realm, and he does not give the opposing team a lot of free chances when they fire the puck at him.
Out to the point, Spezza. His shot blocked by Parise. Bit of a different look up front here for Minnesota. Parise takes Zucker's spot and absorbs a heavy hit from Spezza.
Gets it up high, too. It took his head right into the dasher.
Pominville returns the favor on Spezza. The Canucks score at the other end as Kassian is able to get it past Dubnyk. And now we're going to get another fight as Prosser and Spezza drop the gloves. The linesmen try to interject before any punches are thrown.
Well, that hit on Parise was up high. Now, granted, Parise was ducking below the hit. So that, I guess, lent to the fact that he got hit in the head area. But watch as he takes this one. He comes across and just sandwiches him against the wall. And then Pominville, as you mentioned, retaliated. And then Prosser at the other end after the goal also retaliated. Oh, by the way, the Canucks scored, too. This was a pretty tricky little shot. Dubnyk was reading everything glove side, and he went across to the post and in.
Well, there's some barking going on in the penalty box right now between Spezza and Dorsett. Prosser and Bronziak are in there for the Wild. Kassian's second consecutive game with a goal after he had gone a long stretch without one.
Kevin, is there between benchmarking going on?
I'll tell you one thing. Their goal scorer, Zach Kassian, skated by that Wild bench and pretty much challenged anybody that would come. So keep an eye on that. You saw the penalty box right there. A lot of barking back and forth. Let's just say the intensity has been amplified here in the last couple of shifts about tenfold. This one's going to be very interesting down between the benches.
You know, the Minnesota Wild want to play with a high tempo. That's how they can beat teams. They skate them into the ice. If they do not want this game to degrade into this extracurricular stuff, because that does not play into the Wild's favor.
That all started with a different line combination for the Wild. I don't see Jason Zucker on the bench for Minnesota. And Parise had taken his spot on the line with Koivu and Pominville.
I think he was shaken up. I did see a hit earlier, but I didn't think it was the one that shook him up necessarily, but apparently it was, because he has not really, nothing else has stood out in my mind in regards to Jason Zucker.
Suter behind the net for Minnesota. 4-on-4 hockey after penalties called against Spezza and Prosser. Ryan Suter with it for Minnesota. Scandella to Koivu into the Vancouver zone. It was knocked down with a high stick, but the Wild were next to play it, so no whistle. Scandella dumps it in, tries to work his way around Tanev. Pominville back to Koivu. Koivu across. It's Spurgeon, now back to Koivu. Koivu works his way around Hansen. Koivu carries in for Minnesota, circles the net, off the boards for Scandella and across to Spurgeon. Scandella fakes the shot. Pominville to Spurgeon, back to Scandella, and it was broken up by Tanev.
Great read there. They knew that was going back door, and that would have been an empty net deposit for the Wild.
Both teams changing. Scandella waits for the change to complete and feeds Charlie Coyle. Coyle, the game winner. Last time out for Minnesota against Colorado. The only goal in the 1-0 Minnesota win. Done by Vanek. Vanek's hooked on the play. Penalty coming against the Canucks. Suter wides, fires, and a glove save by Miller. Deflects up and out of play. The Wild will go on the power play next, leading 2-1.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Grayson with your Mall of America Studio Sports Update. It's a two-game, two-sport night here on Fox Sports North. That's because the Timberwolves take on one of the best teams in basketball, the Atlanta Hawks. You can catch our coverage on Fox Sports North Plus. And now, back to St. Paul.
In St. Paul, great tempo here in the first period. Wild leading the Canucks 2-1 and going on to their second power play of the night. Vanek to Pominville, back to Vanek. His shot saved by Miller, and he slides across to take one away from Koivu on the rebound.
Well, even the Sedins are getting in there, getting physical.
That's going to be something, boys. I'm telling you.
Hey, isn't it when your middle and lightweights are getting in on it, Kev?
Yeah, and at the last whistle, when the guys that have already dropped the mitts came across, there was a lot of chirping between Nate Prosser and Zach Kassian. So this is just beginning. Huge save right here by Miller. And guys, Vancouver's penalty kill is ultra aggressive. And if the Wild continue to make tape-to-tape passes, that's how you get those grade A looks. They've already beat them for one. We'll see if Vancouver lays off a little bit because they've been burned by that over-aggressive behavior so far.
The Wild are doing a good job. They're first on pucks a lot of times in the offensive zone as well. So you're right, Kev.
Pominville off the post on the backside. Battle in the corner. Koivu trying to keep it alive. Vanek pressures, but the Wild unable to hold the zone. The Canucks have allowed now 7 power play goals in their last 7 games. For the season, they're one of the better penalty-killing teams in the league. Parise drops it back for Suter. Suter has his shot blocked by Mathias, and it comes all the way back into Minnesota territory. Dubnyk out for a skate. Leaves it for Pominville. And Pominville carries ahead for Minnesota to Granlund. Granlund drops to Parise. Back to Pominville. Centers for Vanek. Vanek across. Koivu. And now Granlund. His shot blocked. And it's a shorthanded breakaway for Hansen. Hansen in shorthanded for the Canucks. Off the post. And the Wild are back with Granlund.
Pominville was absolutely gassed. He did not have enough energy to get back on the back check there.
Coyle on the backhand. Blocker saved by Miller. And it's out of play.
Oh, this is a barn burner already. Teams getting glorious opportunities at both ends of the ice, and we had a couple of pipes just in that last sequence. The Wild with Pominville banging one off the pipe, and then this one off a shin pad, and you see Pominville just cannot catch up. And you get the goaltender's best friend in there helping out a little bit. So I don't know if this is the kind of fire wagon hockey you call it, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm not sure Mike Gill's going to enjoy this because with some good chances on the offensive end, there's been a lot of good looks for the Canucks, guys.
Spurgeon has it for Minnesota. Still over a half a minute of power play time left for the Wild. Granlund out to the point for Dumba. Dumba back to Granlund. Granlund leaves for Dumba. Winds, fires. It deflects off a stick and into the netting. 20 seconds left in the Wild power play.
That's one thing we have seen is good sticks by the Canucks. They are quick to get in the lane, and they're quick to get their sticks. And that was a good attempt at a quick release by Dumba on a nice little back pass that should have opened up a lane. So Wild have to definitely get pucks in a little bit quicker if they're going to get them through to Miller and around the top of the crease.
Granlund on the draw for Minnesota. Controlled by the Canucks, and that will allow Stanton to clear. Will essentially bring it in to the Wild power play. 10 seconds left as Spurgeon starts ahead. Granlund at center to Niederreiter, who taps it into the corner. Bonino is back on. The Canucks are at full strength. Dumba cannot hold, and Spurgeon has to come back to retrieve for Minnesota. Tipped by Coyle, but out of play. Wild on top, but only by one. Reset former Canuck Jordan Schrader with his first goal with the Wild. And Jason Pominville with a power play goal. Made it 2-zip Minnesota. Zach Kassian answered at the other end. It's the Wild 2 and the Canucks 1. 5.5 to go here in the first period. Minnesota very close to adding to the lead on the power play, and then the Canucks very close to erasing the lead while shorthanded seconds later. Pominville hit a post on the power play. Hansen a post while shorthanded. Scandella plays it in for the Wild. Stanton in the corner. Has it knocked away by Schrader. Scandella pinches to try to hold. Brodziak does. Hansen got it to the line. Brodziak again keeps it in for Minnesota. Mike Yeo forced to juggle his lines with the injuries to Carter and Zucker here early. Right here he has Brodziak, Schrader, and Haula up front. Stanton comes back to pick it up for Vancouver. Schrader bumps with him in the corner. Niederreiter joins the fight. Brodin holds his own for Minnesota. Niederreiter has it. Niederreiter centered off the skates of Koivu, and it deflects to the corner. Canucks gain control. Hansen had it for a moment. Koivu disrupts. Brodin plays across. Pominville, a shot saved by Miller. Rebound picked up by Pominville. He tried to work his way out front. Koivu has it. To Suter! Off the post! 3 posts already here in the first period. Niederreiter back in for the Wild. Drops to Koivu. Koivu centers. Niederreiter scores!
I don't know if I've seen a prettier give and go in a long time. Watch the pass, then the go right here. Niederreiter opens himself up and gets a one-time opportunity. Great read by Koivu as he follows up and he hits the guy who gave him the puck. Niederreiter unloads on one right upstairs. Just a beautiful setup there by getting the puck in the zone. Quick little drop pass by Niederreiter, and then he does the right thing. He gets himself into a scoring lane, and he fires one home.
Who says you need time together to develop chemistry? Koivu and Niederreiter might have been playing together for the first time this year on that shift.
Yeah, good reads, though. That's, hockey, if you have good players, you can put them together. They generally are able to read off of each other. It may not be perfectly fluid, but that was just a great hockey play.
Dangerous pass out front. Bay just got there before Granlund. Puck in the skates of Parise. Now Granlund has it. Granlund, Parise, Vanek up front for the Wild. Hamhuis in the corner for the Canucks. Parise knocks it down, plays to himself off the wall. Tried to get it to Vanek in the circle, but that was broken up, and Cassian's back the other way. Bay into the Minnesota zone. Spurgeon knifes underneath Higgins and disrupts the play. Vanek has Parise with him on the off wing. Granlund trailing, and the cross-ice pass was deflected by Spiza and broken up. Cassian at center, flips it into the Minnesota zone. Prosser back for the Wild. Bonino there for the Canucks. Prosser ahead for Schrader. He blindly throws it out to center. Niederreiter not yet there for the Wild, and the Canucks able to gain control. Tanev ahead for Verbata. Intercepted by Coyle at center. Brodin across to Prosser. Prosser's pass handled off the boards by Niederreiter. Niederreiter tried to work his way free. Could not. Brodin able to hold the zone. Coyle has it along the wall. To Niederreiter. Niederreiter plays to the corner for Schrader. Schrader back to Niederreiter, but it's out of his reach behind the net. Niederreiter and Tanev collide along the wall. Coyle wins a puck battle for Minnesota. Coyle just able to hold the zone. Schrader unable to wrestle the puck free from Tanev, who's then blasted by Coyle. Verbata dropped it back, intercepted by Coyle. Schrader has Parise with him at the Vancouver line. Schrader centers, it's behind Parise. Comes all the way to the boards, and the Canucks have it. Bonino carries to center, and the former Anaheim Duck fires one into the Minnesota zone. Suter up the wall. Weber holds for the Canucks. Burrows with a centering pass. That's taken away, and Pominville races back for the Wild. Spurgeon to Pominville. Back to Koivu. He fires, and a save by Miller. Koivu's been very active here tonight for Minnesota.
Someone else who's active is Ryan Suter. Behind so many plays, there's someone that has to make a smart one. This little bank pass off pressure by a defender sets up Niederreiter. The rest of the way was set up by a good give-and-go play, but Ryan Suter so often is the catalyst to offensive plays, whether it's a stretch pass out of his own zone or just a smart, simple bank pass that he makes under pressure and gets it to Niederreiter. And the Wild certainly love his services and the fact that he's really turned his game around lately.
Spiza plays it around. Suter a +6 over his last 6 games after he had been a -23 in the previous 21 starts. Suter finds Haula. Haula across to Brodziak. Coyle, Brodziak, Haula, the three forwards here for Minnesota. Playing without Zucker and Carter. Neither has been back since taking hits from Spiza earlier in the game. Horvat into the Minnesota zone. Tries to work his way to the middle. Scandella breaks it up, plays it out to center. Edler there for the Canucks. Across to Tanev. Tanev ahead through neutral ice. Daniel Sedin relays it into the Minnesota zone. Granlund back for the Wild. Henrik Sedin took Scandella down. Puck played with a high stick, but the Wild will touch it. No whistles. We enter the final minute of the first period. Henrik Sedin lost it to Vanek at center. Wild now have it with Spurgeon across to Suter. Ryan Suter fires it in from center for Minnesota. Brodin comes away with a puck, spins free from Higgins and sends it in. Miller up against the end boards. Miller has been hit or miss lately for the Canucks. A couple of starts ago, he gave 5 goals to the Sharks. But his next time out, a 31-save shutout against the Penguins. Here tonight, the Wild have beaten them 3 times. Spiza with a shot. Had saved Dubnyk, and Pominville has it for Minnesota. Down to 15 in the period. Jonas Brodin there for the Wild. Across to Suter as Minnesota changes. Suter plays through neutral ice. Tipped in by Haula. Final seconds of the period. Tip ticking away as Haula grabbed a loose puck along the wall. And the period comes to a close. Our CenturyLink linked to what's next. We'll hear from Terrence Fogarty take a closer look at some of his artwork. Big part of Hockey Day Minnesota again this year. And the Wild on top of the Canucks by a final or by a score of 3-1 after the first 20 minutes in the books. We'll go outside the Wild locker room next. Wild 3, Canucks 1 after 1.
We're getting set to drop the puck on period 2 with Minnesota up by 2, joined by the assistant coach Darby Hendrickson, and great start to this hockey game for your team offensively. But on the other side of the coin, lots of chances for Vancouver. What was talked about in between periods?
I just think getting pucks, moving them ahead. A few times we went back. They had some odd man rushes. Obviously, got a lot of guys over there who have a lot of offense. Certainly the Sedins, but for us, for us being good defensively, certainly through the neutral zone, we get that quick transition. We got a couple goals that way, and I think offensively in the zone, we want to hold on to that puck, have good support. They try and jump a guy in there to anticipate and break it up. We've got to work together, stay strong on there, and hopefully get some more.
Guys, up to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks to Darby Hendrickson for joining us during the intermission. Early indication is that we will not see Jason Zucker as Koivu starts the period between Pominville and Niederreiter. Wild lost Zucker and Carter early in the first period. Zucker played just under 3 minutes. Carter just a minute and a half. Mikko Koivu carries in for the Wild. Centered it, and Niederreiter fanned on it. He had most of an open net at which to shoot.
And there's that chemistry between Koivu and Niederreiter again. Man, that's good heads-up play, and that nearly connected.
Granlund carries it in. Granlund, Parise, Vanek. This line remains intact for Minnesota. Vanek tried to center. Parise was tied up, and the Canucks come to center. Mathias into the Minnesota zone. His drop pass tipped away by Brodin. Verbata trying to keep it alive in the corner. It comes to the point. Hamhuis holds. Verbata rolled it right through the crease, and Mathias scores from the weak side, and the Canucks cut the lead in half. It's 3-2.
Well, if I can sort of paraphrase, and maybe Kevin can help us out too here, but on what Darby was saying, that Kevin, did you get the idea that he was saying that this game might be a little too loose here?
Well, there's no doubt about it. That was the message, and way too much room around the Minnesota Wild net for Vancouver. We've seen a couple of pipes. We've seen a lot of open looks, and atypical of what the Wild have been able to do during this hot streak. They've really got to tighten things up because right now they're leaving their goalie out to dry.
Well, and it's both ends of the ice too. I mean, it hasn't been a situation where you've seen a ton of shots, but there's been some pretty good looks, some odd man rushes. Obviously, there's been a few posts hit in this hockey game, and 5 goals already to start the second period. This is, like you said, not really typical of the Minnesota Wild.
Wild had allowed only 3 goals in the previous 5 games. Weber plays this one back on goal where it's covered by Miller. A faceoff coming in the Canucks zone.
Well, this is an interesting situation for the Wild. Missing 2 forwards right now. That means that everyone's going to have elevated minutes, the forwards especially. And it's going to be interesting because this is the first night of a back-to-back. The Wild play in Winnipeg tomorrow. And when you have 3 games in 4 nights like the Wild have, this is going to be a puck management, game management, and for Mike Yeo, it's going to be body management on the minute end of things. So we'll see how he mixes some of those bottom 6 guys, maybe filter a few of those guys through, and keep some of these guys as fresh as possible.
No official word on the status of either Zucker or Carter. Don't want to speculate, but obviously, if both are out for anything longer than tonight, the Wild would be forced to make a roster move. Justin Fontaine, a healthy scratch tonight, but he's the only extra forward on the Wild's active roster. Hansen plays it around behind the net, picked up there by Edler. Edler's cross-ice pass finds Hansen at neutral ice. He taps it into the Minnesota zone, and Dumba goes back to pick it up for the Wild. Pominville carries to center ice. Plays it across. Niederreiter was heading off on a change. The Canucks gain the puck. Stanton with it. Dumba trying to settle a bouncing puck back in his own zone. Spurgeon relays it up the boards for Parise. Now Dumba will have to go back and retrieve behind the goal. Long pass looking for Vanek. Vanek's in for Minnesota. Fires, and a glove save by Miller.
Very similar shot that he had in Vancouver.
Granlund centers, and Vanek had his stick lifted by Burrows at the last moment.
This time he went glove and was stopped. He went blocker in Vancouver and scored.
Puck deflected out of play. A great opportunity for Thomas Vanek.
Well, good little read here. He saw that Dumba had the puck and was going to rim it really hard. He didn't get the benefit of a clean rim around because it was knocked down a little bit by one of the Vancouver defenders, and so Vanek really started from almost a stopped position. If that would have come through cleanly, Vanek would have been in all alone in a more of a breakaway style. This really, he had to just take the shot as guys were closing on him.
Haula plays it around behind. Schrader hustles up against the end boards to play the puck. Brodziak tried to tap it back to Schrader. Intercepted by Hamhuis, who plays it ahead for the Canucks. Mathias trying to escape Brodin. Dropped it back for Vrbata. Bonino now has it in the corner. Takes a whack from Suter as he circles the net. Leaves it in behind. Mathias is there. Spins away from Suter. Left it behind for Vrbata. Vrbata then lost the puck to Brodziak. His pass knocked down and intercepted out to the point. Hamhuis. His shot tipped by Haula wide. And Schrader hustles over to the boards to play it for Minnesota. Haula through neutral ice. Fires it in. It's on goal as the Wild make a change. Canucks start back and Mathias deflects it at the Minnesota line. Dubnyk sweeps it back for Spurgeon, who races back for the Wild. Spurgeon at full speed into the Canucks zone. Fires, and it's off a stick and then the end glass. Brodziak tried to get it to Niederreiter. Pominville pressuring Edler as he carries to center, and the Canucks send it in. Dubnyk wants to play it. Centering pass turned aside by Spurgeon. Tanev holds his own but lost his stick, and it's a 3-on-2 for Minnesota. Tanev with no stick. Niederreiter with Scandella breaking for the net. His pass across for Pominville just failed to click. Edler has it there for the Canucks. Edler across for Higgins, who tips it into the Minnesota zone. Dubnyk sets it up for Dumba behind the goal, and the rookie defenseman starts ahead for Minnesota, tipped in by Pominville. Miller gloves and drops around to Burrows. Burrows plays it ahead, knocked down by Henrik Sedin. Takes a return pass and carries ahead. Daniel Sedin with a long shot off the end wall. Stanton holds for the Canucks. He tried to center. It was tipped by Suter. Daniel Sedin in behind for Henrik. Intercepted by Granlund. Burrows comes away with it. He's bumped off the puck by Parise, then knocked to the ice by Parise, whose pass was just out of the reach of Granlund. Granlund tips it. Vanek over skates. Parise picks it up. Drops to Vanek. Vanek back to Parise. And the loose puck deflects to the near side boards. Granlund plays to Vanek in the corner. Tried to center. And a fluttering puck is pushed ahead by Daniel Sedin. Turned back the other way by Dumba. Vanek has Brodziak alone. Brodziak saved by Miller. He was tied up just enough by Hansen on the play. Brodziak wants a penalty. He won't get it.
I talked to Brodziak this morning about a couple missed opportunities last game, but he was happy that he got the chance. He hit a post last game, had a couple of good close chances, and this one right here was perfect. The Wild just completing a line change, and he just gets caught at the last second on the back check, was not able to really get much of a shot at all, and what he did get, Miller was able to lock it down.
Pretty good play by Hansen coming back, got his stick only. Not sure what Brodziak was hoping would be called on the play. Spiza fires it in from center. We continue to see golden scoring chances at both ends in this game. Hansen plays it in behind for Dorsett. Takes a hit from Prosser, still has the puck. Try to get it to Hamhuis. In behind Horvat, the wraparound try, and Dubnyk hugging the post will cover. Pushing and shoving after another whistle. 3-2 Wild. Wild 3, Canucks 2. Early second period. The Stadium Series outdoor game is coming to the State of Hockey next year. Wild to host the Blackhawks at TCF Bank Stadium in February 2016. Your best shot at tickets to the outdoor game is to purchase Wild season tickets for next season. Call 651-222-WILD or visit tickets.wild.com for details. Face-off coming here in the Minnesota zone. Haula against Bonino. And the Wild control. Haula ahead for Charlie Coyle. He tapped to Schrader. Schrader's in onside. Coyle for the net. And a penalty coming against Vancouver as Coyle was hooked. His drive to the net will put Minnesota on the power play.
What a great little feed there by Schrader. He used his speed to get that opportunity and then was just chipping a little saucer pass. Watch this. Just a little pass there, and you see that Edler getting his stick all hooked up in the sweater of Charlie Coyle, and that's what forced him to lose the puck.
Minor penalty.
So the Wild onto the power play for the third time. They have one power play goal so far tonight. That was scored by Pominville. Suter gives to Vanek. Vanek fires, and it's off the end glass. The deflection comes all the way back down into the Minnesota zone. And Suter's back to retrieve. Starts it back ahead for the Wild. Pominville to Parise. He drops for Koivu. Koivu into the corner. Back out to the point for Suter. Suter gives to Koivu. Back to Suter. His shot blocked. And a painful block by Bonino. Suter has it. Bonino limping. Suter fires. Score!
Well, Suter says, block me once, shame on you. Not going to block me twice, though. That's one of the abilities of Ryan Suter, and that is to be able to get pucks through. He doesn't always wind up for the big slapper. You can see he almost took a three-quarter slap shot there, but the puck got through. Kevin, what kind of angle did you see that?
I had a good enough angle to tell you that there's no chance Ryan Miller had to see the puck. Goalie front presence is exactly what Mike Yell's been talking about. Great setup that time, and Suter read that play, guys. He saw the same thing I saw. Lots of bodies really impairing the vision of the goaltenders.
Both Parise and Vanek were out in front. In between Suter and Ryan Miller, and the Wild back in front by 2 with their second power play goal of the night. Koivu and Parise assist. It's the third assist of the night for Koivu. Charlie Coyle in for Minnesota. Coyle circles the net. Centered for Niederreiter. Tipped away by Vay. Brodziak has it. Across to Spurgeon. Drops to Brodin. Brodin back down low. Spurgeon to Brodziak. He scores!
Oh my.
We're going to see a goalie change on either side, boys.
Well, you have to. I mean, it's just an onslaught right now. The Wild just touch passing this thing around like they're in practice. Brodziak said to me this morning, it's important for the depth of the lineup to continue to score. You cannot always put the pressure on the top guys. Brodziak's been knocking on the door the last couple of games, hit posts in tight. Even in this one, he got in on what looked like a bit of a breakaway there and got broken up and didn't get it. But boy, he stuck with it, and this is a nice one-timer. Great setup, and Brodziak puts one home.
Eddie Lack in for Vancouver. 91.3 save percentage on the year. Lack played a fair amount early in the season, but lately it's been the Miller show. Miller had played 9 of the last 10 for the Canucks. The only exception was Lack, who was in the net for a win against the Winnipeg Jets. He's in after the Wild beat Miller 5 times on 18 shots.
I got to say, though, those weren't soft goals by any means. The Wild with some very good point-blank chances, some very good aim on a lot of their shots, and great setups.
Brodin fires it in from center. Schrader pressures Tanev, who plays it around behind for Edler. Edler starts ahead for the Canucks. Watched by Granlund as he tried to dump it into the Minnesota zone. Parise's there for the Wild. Back to Ryan Suter. Suter's goal earlier, just his second of the year. Long pass, found Vanek at the Canuck line, but Vanek was unable to catch it cleanly. Canucks send it down, no icing. Scandella back to pick it up for Minnesota. Parise sidestepped a hit, had his radar up with Dorsett nearby. Scandella in for Minnesota. Scandella looks for Parise, who's breaking for the net. His pass winds up along the end wall. Then he tried to get one to Vanek, who was uncovered in the slot. Vanek in the corner for Minnesota. To Scandella, and it was just tipped away, or Scandella would have had a one-timer and most of an empty net. Hansen for the Canucks. Across to Hamhuis at the Minnesota line. End-to-end action here at the XL Energy Center tonight. And the Wild with a 5-2 lead over the visiting Canucks. Vay gives it off to Hansen. Jannik Hansen centered, and Dorsett was tied up, wasn't able to redirect. Niederreiter comes away with it for Minnesota. Plays it ahead out of the reach of Vanek. Wild will change as Stanton goes back to pick it up for Vancouver. Bouncing puck. Dumba whiffed on it, but Dubnyk covers with Higgins nearby. Minnesota had seen the Canucks cut the lead to 1. But at 3-2, the Wild get answers. First from Ryan Suter, then from Kyle Brodziak. 5-2 Minnesota.
Benches here in downtown St. Paul. The Wild lead 5-2 on the bench with defenseman Marco Scandella. Plenty of great offense out here. Your team certainly got their offensive mojo. And what's the key now to locking down the Canucks on the back end?
To get the pucks deep, get shots on net, and not give up too many chances.
How much fun is it right now to be a part of this hockey team?
Feels great. We're flying right now. We have to keep pushing the pace.
Good luck, Marco.
Thank you.
Guys, up to you.
The pace has been significant, and another post. We've seen 2 for each team so far in this game. Tanev with a long shot that gets through, held by Dubnyk. Faceoff will come in the Minnesota zone. And we'll watch as some of this pushing and shoving may escalate now with a 3-goal margin.
And I really think that the Wild need to stay away from this. They don't want to look too far ahead, granted, but you are in a, as I mentioned, a 3 and 4 night sequence. You're in a back-to-back situation with this being the front end. You don't want to get yourself into penalty trouble because then you guys are racing around the ice, killing penalties, tiring themselves out. Play a smart hockey game. You're up by 3 goals halfway through this one, and you have a couple of injuries up front. Play a smart hockey game the rest of the way.
Puck comes back into the Minnesota zone. Ryan Suter trying to escape Horvat. Got it to Pominville. His pass too far for Brodin. Niederreiter picks it up at center ice. Verbata back into his own zone. Edler takes a return pass and starts ahead. Alex Edler at the Minnesota line. Gives to Verbata. Verbata's long shot goes off the end wall. And the way this game's been played, certainly far from over halfway through the second period. With Minnesota in front 5-2. They had a 3-goal lead in Vancouver a week ago and saw the Canucks score twice in a minute late in the game to make that one interesting down to the finish. Charlie Coyle delivers a big hit. That gets a roar from the crowd. Scandella didn't get all of his shot. He broke his stick on the play. And the Canucks come back with Henrik Sedin.
He says it doesn't happen to him that often anymore because of the changes he made. But he snapped that one right in half.
Spurgeon back to pick it up for Minnesota. Haula ahead for Charlie Coyle. Intercepted at center by Daniel Sedin. His pass gets by Spurgeon, but the Canucks are in offside. And we'll get a whistle. Whether you're an avid hockey enthusiast or just learning about the game, join Fox Sports North, Minnesota Hockey, and the Minnesota Wild at the Mall of America Rotunda this Sunday from 1 to 4. Practice dryland drills, challenge your friends in air hockey, meet former players. You can visit the Total Hockey Equipment booth and much more. FoxSportsNorth.com. Click on the upcoming event page for details. Draw at center ice between Horvat and Granlund, controlled by Minnesota. Hansen separates a puck, creates a chance for Dorsett trying to break for the net.
Good pickup there by Granlund. He back-checked well. Both Wild defense got beat on the play, and Granlund was right down low to take that one away.
Dumba lost the battle to Hansen, who centers. Dorsett was tied up by Prosser out front. And Vanek starts back for Minnesota. Thomas Vanek. Long pass, tipped in by Granlund, but it deflects out of play. And it'll result in a neutral zone draw. Our Window Concepts game reset. It has been a fast-paced night so far. Ryan Suter with a goal and an assist. Mikko Koivu, 3 assists for Minnesota. Kyle Brodziak with a goal. Jordan Schrader with his first with the Wild. Pominville with a power play goal. And Minnesota has chased Ryan Miller from the game. How about his last 2 starts here? Last year, stopped just 9 of 13 and was pulled early while playing for the Blues late in the season.
He's pulling a Roberto Luongo. You remember how much trouble Luongo had in this building.
13 of 18 tonight. His last 2 starts here, just a 70.9 save percentage. Tanev around behind the net for Edler. Higgins kicks it ahead into the Minnesota zone, and then his shot is up into the netting and out of play.
Well, the Wild are learning how to win different types of hockey games. They've obviously had to win a couple of 1-0 games here in the stretch. They've done a pretty good job of chasing a pretty good goaltender, a guy who plays on average about 63 games per year over the last 8 years of his career. But they're winning the tight ones, and now they're winning the ones that are a little bit more wide open. This is not easy to do. Now they're scoring seemingly at will in this hockey game.
Spiza steps up to intercept. Centers for Daniel Sedin. His redirect was kicked out by Dubnyk. Henrik Sedin to the point for Spiza. And he doesn't handle it cleanly. It comes back out to neutral ice. Henrik Sedin to Daniel. Back to Henrik at center. Daniel Sedin into the zone across to Spiza. Spiza sidesteps Brodziak. Centered it. It was intercepted by Schrader. And Schrader sends it ahead for Brodziak. Brodziak pressures Hamhuis as the Wild change. Burrows sends it back into his own zone. Brodziak continues to press. He'll now head off as the Canucks come to center. Dumba intercepts an errant pass. Parise whipped it across, but it's picked off by Burrows, who fires. Glove saved by Dubnyk from long range. And Matthias pushing and shoving with Prosser after the play. All rights to the broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, telecommunication to the public, or other unauthorized use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Minnesota Wild is prohibited.
Well, guys, Mike Greenland made a great point earlier about the extracurricular activities, penalties you don't want to get into right now. Down Jason Zucker and Ryan Carter. Yes, you want to focus on the game at hand right now with the 3-goal lead, but you've got to be thinking about the big game in Winnipeg tomorrow, too. You don't want to tax this squad. You want to play as many bodies as you can and not have to be in PK situations. We'll see if they can execute that, because I think the next 6 minutes here before the period's over will really dictate how this third period goes. If the Wild can get one more, the Canucks might start going away.
You know what? You also are missing Mac Cook, as we mentioned. He's out for the next 5 or 6 weeks recovering from surgery, so he's a big penalty killer. Zucker's killed some penalties, obviously. So the Wild don't want to get themselves in a situation where they got guys running around.
Dubnyk wants a whistle. Wild leading 5-2. Sanford Health injury report focuses only on tonight's action.
Yeah, this has been a rough game. Weber put Carter into the boards, and then a pinch here took Zucker out of the game. As you can see, he labored after that. Niederreiter took a hit, although he is feeling well enough to be out there right now.
A little extra room on the Minnesota bench here tonight. They're playing with 10 forwards. Have been for most of the game. And the Wild are offside here. The puck hit the linesman's skate, and that actually forced Pominville in early.
Some great combinations, though. Wild getting a bit of a look at some different lineups here. Different lines, as Mike Yeo has to do some line juggling, filter certain guys in two different lines to keep everybody rolling.
And guys, in that last TV timeout, Mike Yeo really lit his team up about the loose play in the defensive end. He said, you're up by 3 right now. Offense isn't going to win this game from here. Defense is. You can't play that loose and have success in this league. We'll see if the Wild can adhere to their coach's request.
Well, and when you get a little bit loosey-goosey in one game, sometimes it carries over to others. And Mike Yeo knows that for the long term, if they're playing the right way, then they're keeping things pretty close in their own zone, keeping some pretty good proximity to some of the offense that the other team's trying to provide.
It's interesting because this surge for Minnesota really started just before the All-Star break, as Vanek is in here for the Wild, trying to fight off a Hamhuis check. This shot goes wide. Wild, all told, 7-1-1 in their last 9. But the first 4 of those games were a little bit more of this variety. They outscored their opponents 15-9. During the 5-game win streak, when they've probably been at their best, it's been more defensive in nature. 10 goals for the Wild and only 3 for their opponents. Koivu with a long shot. Sounded like it may have gone off a helmet out front. Niederreiter and Hamhuis tie up along the wall. Koivu out to the point for Suter. Suter across to Brodin. Brodin takes a long look, and then Koivu redirects just wide. Pominville plays it in behind the goal. Niederreiter dumped on the play, got the puck anyway, now has it back in the corner. To Brodin at the point. Brodin walks the blue line. Lays it down into the corner. Pominville unable to get there first, and the Canucks have it with Spiza. Spiza hit by Coyle. He's been physical tonight for Minnesota. Wild had a hits advantage on the Canucks when these teams met in Vancouver a week or so ago. Charlie Coyle with 4 of the Wild's 8 hits here tonight. Tanev plays to the Minnesota zone. Scandella back to pick it up, turn it over, and a long shot gloved and held by Dubnyk, with Alex Burrows stationed right in front of him. Fans Night Out, presented by Fox Sports North, is March 3rd with the Wild host Ottawa at 7 o'clock. $99 ticket pack includes a lower-level ticket, all-you-can-eat concessions, State of Hockey baseball cap, and a pregame chalk talk with Wes Walls and the Fox Sports North girls. Visit wild.com/fansnightout for tickets. Maybe Wes can learn something from the Fox Sports North girls. Dorsett tied up along the boards. Horvat hit by Spurgeon. Dorsett wrestles it free, fires on goal, and a pad save by Dubnyk. Scandella all the way across to Schrader. Schrader in with speed. He fires. And holding his ground was Eddie Lack along the near post. Dumba with a drive. That was blocked. Dorsett took that one off the ankle. Looks like he may have lost a skate blade as he limps to the Vancouver bench.
Yeah, the skate blade's sitting almost at center ice. Right in the middle of the ice.
And Dubnyk covers it up here. A faceoff will come in the Wild zone. 2:21 left in the second period, which has settled down a bit lately. Wild on top by 3.
One of the linesmen picked up that blade finally, but the shot by Dumba, you can see the blade gets knocked out and then sent right to center ice by one of the Vancouver Canuck players. I mentioned this before. A lot of players use that system now where they can just pop that blade right out of the holder, the white part, and he's got no blade and there's no push, so he's got the one-legged hop there. The good thing is that all they have to do is slide another blade right into the holder.
It's like a NASCAR pit change over to my right.
Koivu booted from the face-off circle. Henrik Sedin will draw against Pominville. Draw controlled by the Canucks. Daniel Sedin centers. Comes all the way across. Hamhuis to Henrik Sedin. Daniel Sedin. To the point, Hamhuis. Plays across. Visa's shot blocked by Parise. Pominville throws Burrows face first into the glass. Burrows has it back. His shot blocked by Suter. Parise taps it. Koivu comes away with it for Minnesota. Pominville saucered across for Parise. In with speed. Parise bangs with Visa in the corner. And the Canucks come away with the puck. Hamhuis at center. To Daniel Sedin. A centering pass. Hit Henrik Sedin in the shin pad. And now Pominville starts back. He has Niederreiter with him at the Vancouver line. Niederreiter's in. Niederreiter saved by Lack. Looked like he wanted to go to the backhand and instead ran out of time and just flipped it with a forehand on goal. And we get some jabs exchanged in the corner. Daniel Sedin.
I'm a little surprised that the Sedins are stepping up in the extracurricular activity department. They have thrown a few jabs here and there in this period.
We talked with Mikko Koivu today about all the times he's gone head-to-head against the Sedins. The Sedins have been synonymous with the Canucks. Koivu with the Wild for so many years. And it seems like no matter who's been coaching here in Minnesota, he's wanted the matchup of Mikko against Henrik and Daniel.
Well, there's a natural, aversion with the Finns and the Swedes. And it seems to work out fine with the battles. Great opportunity here by Niederreiter. He just couldn't pull it to the front of the net. He was cut off and had to just fire one at Eddie Lack. But it's been a great battle in this hockey game.
Penalties called each way. Scandella for Minnesota and Burrows for the Canucks. They both head to the locker room with just 91 seconds left in the period. Faceoff will come outside the Canuck blue line. 4-on-4 hockey. These teams will meet again in a week. All 3 meetings between the teams this year coming in a 15-day span.
Very important to beat this team as well. We talk about the 4-point game. They played the same number of games as Vancouver, and they're coming into this game 5 points behind them. So these head-to-head matchups are very crucial.
Charlie coils in and a save by Lack. And the Wild 5 back of the Canucks, also 5 back from the Flames. Those two teams tied for the third spot in the Pacific. Technically, Vancouver in front of them because they've played fewer games. But your point is valid in that Minnesota has to catch one of Vancouver or Calgary, whoever winds up fourth in the Pacific.
Calgary does have a couple more games played than the Wild, so the Wild can use that to their advantage. Still would like to beat them head-to-head.
Coyle spinning away from Tanev. Gives to Granlund. Granlund carries up high, back to Coyle. Now Granlund. Granlund for Coyle! And just off the heel of his stick. Spurgeon in the corner. Watched by Tanev. Spurgeon circles up high, back to Granlund. Great puck possession here for the Wild, 4-on-4. Top wild card spot in the West right now, held by Winnipeg. That's tomorrow night's opponent for Minnesota. Jets 8 points in front of the Wild, but have played 4 more games than Minnesota. Suter to Brodin. Haula back to Brodin, and it hops by him and comes back through neutral ice. 20 seconds left as Brodin sets up behind his net. Erik Haula carries ahead. Runs into a Hamhuis check at center. Hansen plays it back in his own zone. Final rush of the period. Spiza for Hansen. Hansen drops it back, and that'll mean no shot before the horn. And the Wild leave this second period in front by 3 goals, 5-2.
Pretty wide open period. If Wild can lock it down in the third, they'll be looking pretty good.
Wild 5, Canucks 2 after 2 at St. Paul. Jordan Schrader got things started tonight. The former Canuck scored his first goal with the Wild. He's had a solid night throughout. And Minnesota has been in control of the game most of the way since. They start the third period with a 3-goal lead over the Canucks. It's 5-2 Minnesota. Wild were in a similar spot in Vancouver 8 days ago. Had a 3-0 lead against the Canucks in the third period, before Vancouver made it very interesting with 2 goals just over a minute apart. Start the third period 4-on-4. Just 15 seconds left, and the penalties against Scandella and Burrows. Tanev has his shot deflect to the corner. Koivu in to pick it up for Minnesota. Fights through a Henrik Sedin hook. Plays it out to neutral ice. Edler's there and across to Tanev. Scandella and Burrows are back on. 5-on-5 hockey. Opening minute of the third period. A centering pass. Burrows fires wide. Henrik Sedin with a physical battle in the corner to win that puck. Had Burrows with a great scoring chance, but he sent it wide. Granlund races in for Minnesota. Parise breaking toward the net, and his redirect is knocked aside by Lack. Terrific glove save by Eddie Lack. Granlund trying to jump around a Hamhuis check, and the net is knocked off the negative, so we get it.
Well, good little rush here. Nice fresh ice, and a little redirect by Zach Parise. Granlund has great vision, and I don't know how he got that one. Did that catch the crossbar at all? I mean, that thing was floating over his shoulder, and Lack somehow was able to keep that out of the net.
Draw controlled by Vancouver. Minnesota has been dominant on the faceoff dot so far tonight. Coming into the third period, 62% on the draws. Starting play tonight, the only Wild centerman in the lineup that was over 50-50 for the year was Mikko Koivu. Granlund tried to center. Parise was again tied up by Hamhuis. Granlund, Coyle, Haula, the other 3 centers at the start of the night, all in the 46% range between 46 and 47. Mikko's been the great equalizer there. He started play tonight, 4th in the league in overall face-off wins this year. It's amazing how many draws he takes on a nightly basis. 55% for the season, but he had won 649. Only Claude Giroux, Bergeron, Vermette had one more.
Well, and he utilizes so many different things in the face-off circle. Sometimes it's a strength win, sometimes it's finesse, and sometimes it's a tie-up, knowing that his wingers are going to come in and help him out.
Hansen winds, fires, saved by Dubnyk. Dorsett upended by Brodin as he was pursuing the rebound. Hansen on it in the corner for the Canucks. Out to the point for Weber. And it was turned back the other way by Haula. This one is offside. Dubnyk sliding to his right to stop the bouncing puck anyway. Exactly 2 minutes into the third. Front end of back-to-backs for Minnesota. The Wild will face the Jets in Winnipeg tomorrow night. Canucks are on their way to Chicago for a Wednesday night battle with the Blackhawks.
And Dubnyk, he has had 18 shots in this game. A lot of questions as to whether he'll see back-to-back action. Nicholas Backstrom is backing up tonight, but Darcy Kemper is back on the Wild roster here and available. So the question remains, did Dubnyk get too much work to go back-to-back? Does Mike Yeo want to give Darcy Kemper another look here? Neither Backstrom or Kemper have played very much in the last little while for the Wild, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
It's an interesting decision because Mike Yeo has said he wants to play Dubnyk just about any time he says he's ready to go. At the same time, you can't have him run out of gas later in the season. He has to be wary of that now. Those will be the things he's weighing when he makes his decision for tomorrow night's starting goaltender.
I'm sure he wants to strike while the iron's hot. The Wild are playing a good brand of hockey in front of Dubnyk, and a lot of that's because of the confidence they have in him.
Koivu carries into the Vancouver zone. Set it wide. Pominville to the point for Spurgeon, and it hops by him. Wild have to give away the offensive zone as Burrows starts back in. He lost it at the Minnesota line. Niederreiter in for the Wild. Niederreiter has it knocked away by Weber. Pominville keeps it alive along the wall. Got it to Granlund, who spins away from Henrik Sedin. Pominville to the point, Scandella. Plays to the far side. Spurgeon walks in. A shot saved by Lack. And he covers the rebound before Spurgeon could get there.
One thing Mike Yeo was just talking about on the Wild bench to my left, gentlemen, was short shifts. The only way to have short shifts, in his opinion, is to work extra hard defending the Canucks. Do not let them pin us in our zone. We need short shifts. We've got a short bench up front right now, reminding his team about that game tomorrow night. The big picture right now is you've got to play a solid game in your own end, shorten up those shifts, and stay fresh for what lies ahead. 3 games in 4 nights, and back-to-back with travel.
Thumba's shot blocked. Verbata has it. Verbata's long pass trying to spring Mathias. Just fails to click. And
the good thing for the Wild is the fact that they do have a fairly short trip up to Winnipeg. So they're not going to get to bed too late.
Our Bud Light What's on Tap. Wild and Jets tomorrow night, 6:30 for Wild Live. And it should be an intense building at the MTS Center in Winnipeg. It's always loud. And if the Wild can hang on here tonight, they'll be 6 points behind the Jets with 3 games in hand. And the teams drop the puck tomorrow night. Calgary will be in action later tonight against San Jose in San Jose. Everything falls the right way. The Wild could be within 3 of the second wild card spot at the end of night tonight. Charlie Coyle in behind. Mathias lost it to Brodin. And Brodin starts back for Minnesota, banks it off the boards and out the center.
Interesting thing about Calgary, no one predicted they would be in the circumstance they are now, and then everyone predicted that they would fall off the table. Well, a lot of people were wrong in both circumstances. Calgary not only came out with a pretty good start, they've maintained that. It's pretty competitive West.
Reminds me of Colorado last year. You kind of get the feeling that Calgary is playing with house money. There's no pressure on that hockey team. No one expected them to be in this position. And like Colorado last year, they seem to feed off that us against the world mentality. And I don't think they're going away. I'll tell you that. Hiller in goal. We got a good look at him a week and a half ago. Pretty solid netminder.
And it's also a very hard-working team.
Pad save here by Dubnyk with Hansen nearby for the Canucks. Brodziak at center ice. Taken away by Spiza, who fires it in. Prosser plays it behind for Dumba. And Dumba off the boards to Brodziak. Brodziak finds Schrader in stride through neutral ice. Schrader bearing down, taken out by Hamhuis. I'd be shocked, though, guys, if Calgary did the same thing Colorado did, which is win their division. They're 14 points behind the Ducks right now. Charlie Coyle waits, has time, centered. Schrader was tied up, and then Brodziak sent one wide. Suter works his way down low. He fires wide to the target. Wild in the midst of a change, and Koivu has it.
He buzzed the tower of the referee. Suter took such a sharp angle shot, went all the way across the rink.
Koivu finds Pominville into the Vancouver zone. Pominville threw it on goal as he was tied up by Stanton, and it is covered by Lack. Coming up tonight on Fox Sports Live, Hall of Famer Gary Payton breaks down Greg Popovich's quest for 1,000 wins, which College Stars draft stock is falling. Jimmy Johnson tells you why he's the smart bet at this year's Daytona 500. It's all coming up tonight on Fox Sports Live. One of the other Western contenders already earned a win today. The LA Kings won at Columbus 4-3. Kings might be starting to come back to life. Earned a win in Tampa earlier on this road trip. Henrik Sedin with a long shot, knocked down by Dubnyk. Henrik Sedin in behind for Daniel Sedin. These two, number 2 and 3 all time on the scoring list against Minnesota. Only Jerome McGinley has more points against the Wild. Nobody has more assists than this man, Henrik Sedin, who's taken down by Scandella. Daniel Sedin has it along the boards to Henrik in behind. Henrik trying to escape Scandella. Stanton across to Tanev. Back to Daniel Sedin. Spurgeon got a piece of it. Daniel Sedin recovers. Henrik Sedin along the wall. He's taken down by Koivu. Tanev holds the zone. Henrik Sedin tried to center. Burrows with a backhander that goes just wide. And Koivu rings it out, and all the way down it'll be icing against the Wild.
I wonder if Mike Yeo might call that timeout here a long time back on the defensive side of the puck for this group of players for the Minnesota Wild.
Mikko Koivu's gone toe-to-toe with that Sedin line so many times throughout his career. You mentioned the Swedes and the Finns. Interestingly, he said they haven't played against each other all that often in international competition, but he said when Jacques Lemaire was here, he made sure that every shift the Sedins were on the ice, I was out there for the Wild.
Oh yeah, Jacques Lemaire used to really work the line changes depending on when the Sedins were out there. And you win a face-off, get it deep, make a quick line change, and get guys that you wanted out there. Guys like Wes Walz, who would check them to death, or a guy like Mikko Koivu, of course, who later on could do the same.
Our Toyota get caught up. Plenty of excitement in this game. Jordan Schrader scored his first goal with the Wild. Minnesota was in front 1-0. Pominville on the power play made it 2-0 after Cassian had answered. In fact, the Canucks had cut a lead to 3-2. Ryan Suter scored to make it 4-2. And then Kyle Brodziak put us in our current spot, 5-2 Minnesota. After the icing call, the Wild denied a change. Pominville fights off a hit, reaches center ice. Well, you can tell the fatigue setting in there. He just lost control of the puck.
They've played some big minutes, so Wild will try and filter as many guys in here as possible. And as Kevin Gord mentioned, short shifts the rest of the way.
Short shifts. The bench is short. 2 forwards down. Weber tried to center. Granlund takes it away for Minnesota. It's essentially been a three-line attack for the Wild here tonight. Vanek to Granlund. He's tied up and never got a shot away. Weber turns it back the other way. Matthias to Kassian into the Minnesota zone. Back to Matthias. A shot that goes just wide. Andrews pinches in to hold for Vancouver. Granlund has him tied up. Granlund, Vanek, Parise, the forwards here for Minnesota. Parise with a block shot on a Sabisa drive.
He didn't take that one in a good spot. It didn't look like. Looks like he caught it right in the back.
Limping a little bit as he stays on the ice, defending Higgins to Sabisa. Another drive, and this one's gloved and held by Dubnyk. Wild in front, 5-2 on home ice. 5-2 for the Wild. 11:55 left. The Stadium Series outdoor game is coming to the state of hockey next season. The Wild will host the Blackhawks at TCF Bank Stadium February 2016. Best shot at tickets might be to purchase Wild season tickets next season. Call 651-222-WILD or check out tickets.wild.com for details. These teams typically don't play games this high scoring. In fact, if you go back to October of 2010, 4.5 years ago, they've only had one game where they combined for 7. That was the last time back in that October was the last time they combined for more than 7 in a game. Over those 19 starts, the Wild had averaged fewer than 2 goals per night against Vancouver. They typically tight, low-scoring games between these clubs tonight seem to almost get away from both teams early in terms of chances.
They got a little bit loose. There's no question. And the Wild, they wanted to have the kind of tempo that they've enjoyed for the last 5 games, even though those weren't huge scores. The Wild need that tempo to find their game, to play that offensive forechecking game, and to be smart in their own zone. And this one got a little loose. There's no question about it. I think Mike Gill recognized that. Sometimes it's tough to pull back the reins when your team's doing the scoring.
Face off here in the Minnesota zone. Vey against Coyle. Dumba has it for the Wild. Koivu tips it ahead. Matthias is there, but Niederreiter knocks it off of his stick. These teams will meet again a week from tonight in Vancouver. Be the front end of a 3-game Canadian road trip for Minnesota. They swept the Western Canadian trip just about a week and a half ago, winning in Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. They'll face those same 3 teams next week in reverse order. Brodin back to Dumba. Dumba chased by Verbata. Plays it up, intercepted by Henrik Sedin, who throws it across. Nobody there for the Canucks. Parise taps it out to center. Henrik Sedin is there. Cross-ice pass. Good stick by Dumba to disrupt the play. And a long shot on goal, gloved and covered by Dubnyk.
Still some chat back and forth, guys, as Matthias and Zach Parise, of all people, were getting into it. You don't see Zach involved in that very often, but it's been that kind of hockey game. It's really fun to see these teams play, Anthony, those 3 games in 15 days. It brings back those memories of the old Northwest Division when these guys would meet, it seems like every other week.
Well, you know, it's funny, Anthony and I were just talking about that in the last break, because Parise was giving Matthias a shot or 2 after the whistle there, and he's got a little bit of anger in his game right now, Zach Parise, but he's been kind of bumped a little bit.
Parise to Granlund for a one-timer, and Lack kicked it out. Henrik Sedin lost it at the Minnesota line. Daniel Sedin able to hold, but now Brodziak with it. Gives to Parise, who carries through neutral ice. Wild changing behind him. Parise tripped as he enters the Vancouver zone. Wild wanted a penalty, nothing coming. Tanev to Vey, and the Canucks are back. Vey's onside, drops for Kassian. Kassian plays it into the corner. Erik Haula there for Minnesota, and the puck deflects out of play. We're past the halfway point of the third. Wild nearly added to a 3-goal lead. 5, Canucks 2, our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
First one in a Wild sweater for Schrader. Beautiful backhand shelf got the Wild rolling in this one. His last goal was in March of 2014 in the National Hockey League. But good to see him get on the board in a Wild sweater.
Haula goes down along the wall. Battle for the loose puck. Haula trying to get it to Schrader. Weber is there for Vancouver. Charlie Coyle plays it around behind the net for Minnesota. Coyle. Boy's been strong on pucks tonight. To Spurgeon. Spurgeon's shot got through, knocked down by Lack. And the Canucks start back with Kassian. He lost the handle on the puck. Schrader spinning away from Bay. Maintains the offensive zone for the Wild as they get a change. Kassian's cross-ice pass intercepted by Koivu, who fires it in. Niederreiter in the corner. Around, out of the reach of Koivu, but Pominville picks it up. Niederreiter pinned up against the end boards by Edler. Clearing attempt, knocked down by Pominville. He gives to Koivu. Koivu tried to center, hit the referee. Pominville settles it down. Niederreiter wheels and fires wide. Brodin for Minnesota, in behind for Pominville. Now Niederreiter gloves and drops. Out to the point, Brodin. Back into the corner. Boy, this line developing quickly here tonight. Pominville with Niederreiter and Koivu. Koivu across to Suter. Suter fires. It's blocked by Niederreiter. He wheels and fires on goal. And Lack down on his knees, able to cover.
Strong game by that threesome. Koivu with 3 helpers. Niederreiter with a goal. And Pominville has been dangerous with a goal himself on the power play. This one just gets knocked down, and Lack was able to cover it up coming through the crowd.
Offensive zone draw for Minnesota. Scandella hustling back. Horvat pressuring for the Canucks. Jannik Hansen in the corner. Centered it. Comes free to the point. A shot! And it looked like it hit Horvat's skate. Or the puck may have beaten Dubnyk. And then Dubnyk's able to cover.
Yeah, that one caught the crowd on the other side of the net. And then some more fun. Well, this is going to be interesting next week when these two teams battle back in Vancouver. Could be even tighter at that point. You know, the Wild have done a great job of climbing into the standings here, going 7-1-1 in their last 9, as we mentioned. They've gained ground on some teams, jumped a couple, but it seems like they're still in that 5-point gap. Could be even closer if the Wild continue their good play here, and that game in Vancouver could mean a heck of a lot.
That's been one of the challenges that Mike Yeo has been facing, trying to convince his guys, be aware of the standings, but don't be obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Go out and keep playing the right way. And we talked about it today. He said even though it might look like we haven't made much progress, we really have. They've put Colorado, Dallas, LA behind them in the standings, and the ground has certainly been closed on the teams in front of them. Yes, they're 5 back of Calgary, but they have 2 games in hand. 8 back of Winnipeg, but 4 games in hand. Schrader into the circle. Brodziak. He's centered on the backside. Coyle not able to redirect. Schrader. Coyle tried the center, picked off by Stanton, and sent back the other way. When you talk to people from Vancouver today, they were looking at this game as a chance to really deliver a knockout punch to the Minnesota Wild. Felt that if they won this game, they'd push Minnesota 7 back, and Vancouver has 2 games in hand over the Wild. But a very different result than they were hoping to see, no doubt.
Also, they can feel a bit of the pressure as well, looming up behind them, because LA's not going to go away. And Calgary, as we just talked about, well, they keep hanging around.
Calgary and San Jose, 2 of the other Pacific contenders. battling head-to-head tonight in San Jose. Flames just beat the Sharks in Calgary last week. Koivu trying to center. Niederreiter to Pominville, who fires wide. Pominville pokes it away from Hamhuis. Wild have been quicker to pucks most of the night tonight. Spiza plays it across. Hansen whiffed on a cross-ice pass. Horvat plays it in. The Canucks change. Nate Prosser with it here for Minnesota to Granlund. Into the Vancouver zone. Tried to go across to Vanek. Vanek in check. Tapped into for Parise. Parise unable to handle it cleanly, and the Canucks start back the other way. Higgins centers. Comes all the way across. Parise had Verbata tied up out front. Wild send it down. It'll be icing against Minnesota.
Wild, I like the fact that they haven't dropped back into some sort of defensive shell just to hang on to this lead. They continue to get opportunities. They continue to press into the offensive zone, and I guarantee you, you'll save more energy by working in the offensive zone than trying to defend in your end. It just always seems to be that way, and I like their posture right now.
In behind the Minnesota goal, Henrik Sedin. To Daniel Sedin. Scandella races over to scoop it up in the corner for Minnesota. Takes a hit from Burrows as he plays it out through neutral ice. Henrik Sedin to Daniel. He works his way around. A Scandella hit, but Charlie Coyle has it. Got it to the line. Edler holds. Puck tapped ahead by Scandella. Vanek to Erik Haula. Haula in with speed. His shot deflected by Weber and winds up in the corner. Burrows with it there for the Canucks. Back in where Burrows and Coyle tussle. Coyle emerges for Minnesota. To the point, Suter. Across to Brodin. Brodin trying to escape Dorsett. Edler to Henrik Sedin, who starts back. Number 6 in the NHL with 34 assists this year. Henrik Sedin. Putting it in. It'll be covered by Dubnyk, and we get a whistle. We'll have a preview of Wild Live next.
Back in downtown St. Paul as the Wild look to wrap this one up and streak to 6 wins in a row. We'll break this game down next on Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. Talk about the balanced attack to lead the way for Minnesota tonight. Just about every player on the score sheet, guys. And we'll also hear from head coach Mike Yeo with some player reaction mixed in there as well. You won't want to miss Wild Live coming up next.
No doubt, Jamie. Plenty of information. Interesting. It will be interesting to hear from Mike Yeo. Injury updates, goaltender situation for tomorrow.
What I think this game does provide for Mike Yeo, even though they're winning 5-2. Remember Mike Yeo talking about not having these guys get too full of themselves. This is a perfect situation for him to say, hey guys, we won, it's great, but there are some things we need to concentrate on. This is going to be a good game for him to be able to do that going into Winnipeg tomorrow.
Haula fires wide after the drop from Brodziak, and Jannik Hansen starts back for the Canucks. Hansen hits the Minnesota line, drops to Higgins. His pass out of the reach of Hansen, picked up by Scandella, and we get a whistle.
The penalty's going to be called here.
Koivu is getting an earful from the referee.
Minnesota penalty. 2 men on the ice. Next line.
The Wild will go for too many men here. So the Canucks get a power play chance.
Well, let's see if we can count them. Yeah, the Wild are making a line change, and I don't know. I mean, you got to be given a few feet here to make.
Well, there's 2 players coming over and then 1 going off.
That's why, right there. Well, it hadn't materialized yet. but there is definitely
too many.
There wasn't initially. I thought maybe the puck being somewhere over in the vicinity could have done it, but no, there was just too many people out there.
It was delayed, but they got to it.
Minor penalty. Minnesota chipping him into the ice at 16-11.
Edler has his shot blocked and then cleared. Empty net for Vancouver. Down by 3, they'll go 6-on-4. Always an interesting spot when you're on the power play with an empty net behind you, because the shorthanded team can send the puck the length of the ice with no fear of icing. Edler plays it across. Loose puck picked up by Parise. He's tripped, and we're going to get a penalty against Vancouver.
Well, that was a necessary penalty there by Vrbata, I think, because the Wild were off to the races on an empty net, as you just mentioned. And that was a very, very necessary penalty. Right here, just gets bobbled, and that's one thing that Zach Parise does so well, is he closes the gap. He hasn't done a ton of penalty killing this year. Mike Yeo has had his penalty killers. He wants guys like Parise to be fresh for things like the power play and 5-on-5, but in this circumstance, they need Parise out there, and he shows you why he can always be thrown in that situation.
And they may need to use him a little bit more. They're heading down the stretch. We've talked about Matt Cook's injury. He's been a big part of their penalty kill this year. Ryan Suter fires wide. Ryan Carter, another of their penalty killers, out of the lineup after an injury early tonight. Zucker has seen some time there. He's out of the lineup after an injury earlier tonight.
Yep, discipline's going to be key for so many reasons. For those reasons, plus the fact that you're playing a lot of hockey in a short period of time. And tomorrow, against a team like Winnipeg, who certainly isn't afraid to throw their weight around, it's going to be important for the Wild to keep their heads about them.
Erik Haula carries ahead for Minnesota, drops it back. Brodziak into the offensive zone. His shot knocked aside by Lack. Haula catches up with a puck in the circle, a shot. Shoulder saved by Lack. He's had to make a couple of those, and puck played with a high stick will bring a whistle and a face-off in the Vancouver zone.
Brodziak, solid game. He actually had a solid game last game as well, with a post and a few opportunities, and made tonight count. He had a fight, scored a goal. Good night for Kyle Brodziak.
Really can't say enough about the way the Wild have responded. Losing 2 forwards as early as they did in this game is significant. Jason Zucker, first line left winger, played less than 3 minutes. Ryan Carter about a minute and a half. Daniel Sedin with a shot. Dubnyk made the save. And the Wild start back. 21 stops for Dubnyk tonight for Minnesota. Parise overskated a puck. Daniel Sedin has it. Drops to Henrik. Henrik Sedin. Cross ice for Daniel Sedin. His long shot, they score. It's tipped out front by Stanton. And the Canucks cut the lead to 5-3.
Well, the Sedins are at it again. They made a couple of big saucer passes, fire one at the net, and they get a good deflection. Look at this pass all the way, and it lands right on the tape of Daniel. He just does the same thing, and it goes off a stick in front. I'll have to take a look maybe at this one, but it's yeah, that's a good goal. Tough to defend against that. 2 big high saucer passes and a deflection out of the air. That's not a set play, by the way. That's
the symmetry the Sedins have had throughout their career is just amazing. When you look at the similarities in their numbers year after year. And how about this for this season, as they'll each probably get helpers on this goal. First 10 games of the year, they each had 12 points. Next 21 games of the year, when the Canucks struggled a bit, they each had 14. Last 20, as the Canucks have gotten their offense back on track, They each have 17.
Yeah, their careers have naturally mirrored themselves. They're only separated by 31 games played in their career. Daniel with 1,030 coming into tonight. Henrik with 1,061. They have very similar numbers in terms of points. Daniel 848 points coming into tonight, and Henrik with 885 points coming in. Big differences obviously in goals and assists because Daniel is more of a goal scorer. Henrik is more of a table setter, but my goodness, well, Twins do similar things, but this is ridiculous.
Each of them this season, 52 games, 44 points, including their assists on this last Canucks goal. 75 seconds left. Wild on a brief power play. And now, if the Canucks can gain control, we'll obviously see Lack head for the bench. The Wild will try to delay that as long as possible. And Lack is forced to stay in his net as Minnesota maintains control of the puck. Now Lack heads off. Verbata plays it around behind. Pominville there for Minnesota. Floats it ahead through neutral ice. Edler got back. Coyle with a shot at the empty net, but the Wild offside.
Oh, good little play there. They tried to flip it up ice and just outleg any defender. Found themselves offside, but it's been a good test for the Wild. Interesting combination of events in this hockey game. As you continue to pass the tests, regardless of what it is, you find yourself getting better and better. Wild have faced plenty of adversity over the last few years and seem to press their way through it.
Wild have had only 2 longer win streaks during the Mike Yeo years here in St. Paul. Quick save here by Dubnyk.
And Dubnyk gets tripped on the play at the end. I think one of the Vancouver Canucks is going to go.
That is in fact the case.
Edler's the one heading.
Heads off. 20 seconds left. Minnesota on their way to their 6th consecutive win. They've had a pair of 7-game win streaks under Mike Yeo. One in his inaugural season, 2011-2012 in November. And then in 2012-2013, they ripped off 7 in a row in March as they stormed toward a playoff spot. The win tonight will make the one highlighted in yellow a 6-game win streak. But what's different about this one, all 6 regulation wins for the Wild.
And given the fact that the Wild are playing a lot of the teams that they are in a group with right now, those are significant occurrences to win in regulation.
And again tonight, the Wild earned 2. The team they're chasing earned 0. As the Wild top the Canucks in regulation time, 5-3, our 10th star of the game, the captain. 3 assists tonight for Koivu.
Well, he's been so good in this stretch and beyond. You've got to have your leaders performing well, and Mikko Koivu and the leaders for the Wild are doing just that. Dubnyk goes to 8-1 in a Wild sweater, and the Wild win 6 in a row coming out of the All-Star break, and they're 8-1-1 in their last 10. Just a great string of games, and they have a big test tomorrow, but they keep passing all the difficult tests lately.
Jamie, it's 6 in a row for the Minnesota Wild after this 5-3 win.
And the Wild keep the streak alive. Thank you, Anthony and Mike. Lots to talk about next on Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. Tom Torski will join me here at the set as we talk about the balanced scoring attack with 12 different players earning a point here tonight. We'll also get some player reaction and hear from head coach Mike Yeo, whose team just won its 6th straight game.